Hello and welcome back to another National Equine Show haul, and what a haul this will be. So this is my 2025 haul, and as you can see I've got quite a bit, so let's get into it. So I'm not 100% sure what order to film this in, so honestly I'm going to start with the big things so I can get them off the sofa so that I can kind of get through the other bags. So we're going to start at dry rug. So first up I got the leg wraps in an extra large. These are for quiz, these came with a little wash bag, and I got the navy. I already have the towel which I bought last year, so this is the leg wraps for quiz. And then this is where, again, went a little bit overboard at dry rug. So I have got, get it up, where's the zips? There they are. So then I got the rug itself in the extra small in the navy. So this is the 4, 9 to 5 foot. So this is for the girls. So they were doing a show offer where it was reduced down to £120, and it came with the mitt. So this is the mitt here. Let me quickly get this out. So this is the mitt. It can be used for polishing or for like drying really like crevicey bits like elbows and like around their face. But yeah, no, this is the mitt. So this was free with the rug. Like I say, it was reduced down to 120. So I believe that's £40 off, which is just a fantastic deal. And then because I spent far too much time at the dry rug and chatting away with the girls, I also then got 2 pairs of the boot liners. These were given to me for free, so these were gifted. But yeah, so these go inside your wellies, and they're same material as everything else, so the shavings just fall straight off them. I'm obsessed. I will get the rug out and try and include a clip of the rug properly, and possibly put these in my boots. But yeah, I'm over the moon. And again, everything is in navy. If you know me, I love navy. It's one of my favourite colours for things for the horses, especially like it's River's colours. River's colours are navy and orange, so dry rug all being navy and orange is just perfect. And then obviously we got the tote bag. So yeah, all in all, I got the leg wraps, the rug, the drying mitt, the welly liners, and the tote bag. So yeah, dry rug was definitely an investment, but it's something that I'm going to use a lot. It's something I know I already use a lot. I love my towel, I use it all the time. So it was definitely worth the money for me, and I'm very excited to see how we get on. I've been looking at the leg wraps for Quiz for Fresh Mud Fever because he doesn't like having his legs dried, and I've been saying for ages that I was going to get a towel, so whoops. Next up is another repeat purchase from last year. So obviously you'd seen me at dry rug. Now I went to Maxima. Maxima do horse treats, which we love. However, I didn't get treats. So they all came with these little cotton like dust tote bags. So I probably use this as a dust bag, and I got this. Now don't worry, I have not bought another pony. This is for India because when she's clipped or she's got her summer coat, her extra small doesn't fit. It's too big, and if she pins her ears back when she's being a moody mare, typically when she doesn't want to come in off the nice grass, it slips over her ears, and obviously that can be dangerous. So I got her the extra small. I did compare it next to the one next to the extra smalls because they have them next to each other, and I think this on the larger setting or the middle setting should fit her slightly better than the extra small does on the smallest setting. So yeah, this was an Indie Bob purchase. Sticking to the theme of Indie Bob, this is from Chic Cheval. So India is having a bit of an issue at the moment with grooming. So basically she has decided that the synthetic brushes that I own are the most painful and just cruel things I could possibly use. So I went over and had a look. This is their little business card, it's super cute. I follow them on Instagram and on Facebook, so I already knew what they were going with. I went over to have a chat, and I've had a chat with a couple of other brands, and basically it came down to price basically. So these are the Baltic Farm Originals, I believe. It's spelled like that. But this is the Banana Mex Fibre like flick brush, and then this is like the body brush. So this one was £15.95 and this one was £18.25. So it was expensive. Like there's no getting away from that. They're not as cheap as normal brushes, but they're a lot softer. So like the synthetic brush, a lot of the time if you kind of brush it, you'll feel it can be quite rigid. Even like when you're being gentle with them, they're quite firm. These are really soft, but they're still firm enough that they get the dirt out, which is what we needed. I could have just gone and bought, you know, gorgeous goat skin brush, goat fur brushes, and had these really soft brushes, but that wouldn't have done the job of getting her clean, because the problem is she's grey. So yeah, pick these up. This one is what this one looks like. So it's white around the edge and obviously brown in the middle, and it's still rough, but it is really soft. Like, I love it. And this is different, kind of depending on which way you brush with it. I really hope she likes this, because I could just do with getting her clean. And if she decides she hates them, we will just kind of have a look at some desensitization work generally around grooming, because I do think some of it is kind of muscle memory from obviously when she had her up. So yeah, we shall see. But this was the next purchase, and again, this is an indie bob purchase. Next up we have the Ulan bag. So I got a tote bag, obviously, and then I decided I had to get myself something, because as you'll notice, this is a very horse heavy haul this year. So I got myself their sleeveless base layer. This was in the sale, and this was reduced from £26 down to 16, and I just thought it would be gorgeous for the summer, because I used to live in polos like this, and I stopped, and I miss it. I do. I like the style of them. We shall see. I'm hoping that we'll get some nice weather and I can wear it and we'll enjoy it. If not, I will sit around the house, because I think it's really pretty. And then this is technically a China purchase. So next up we have this reflective water sheet. So it does come with a fillet string from the back, which is clips, which I really liked. So for those of you that don't know, China is my rising 4, that feels crazy to say, Cardinal Mountain Pony, and she's being backed this year in April, potentially nearer May, depending on how she gets on. But I love taking her out on the roads, and I don't love people, cars, traffic, people trying to hit me in my little pony. So despite having tried a couple of options with her, I've been struggling to find something that really screams leave me alone. So I've gone with the Ulan rug, because like, it's gorgeous. It's pink, it's reflective, and I can put it up like with her roller, and then when she gets a saddle, I can put it with a saddle, and I just think it's fabulous. It's fleece lined as well, so it's really soft. Like, you can see how like satiny soft it is inside, and yeah, I just think it's going to be the perfect addition for our little hacking routine. And if all else fails, I can fold this front bit under, and she can just kind of have the latter part. This is the size small, aka pony, and it is, hang on, all the way from the front to the back is 49 inches, which is 4'1", and she wears a 4'9" rug, so I think it should be alright. It might be slightly big, but again, I'd rather be safe and seen. So yeah, this was the next purchase. This was also in the sale. This one was reduced down to 55, and like I say, I'm over the moon with it. Kind of sticking on that safety theme, I got some new gloves from eGlove, obviously, but these are the summer mesh ones. I don't know how well that's going to pick up on camera, but I got the brown this time, because when I'm out long reining or in hand walking, obviously China, when she's being backed, I want kind of to protect my hands. So you see there, it's got the mesh back, and these are just fantastic. So I got the small in these. I do size up in the summer gloves compared to the leather gloves, so the leathers wear the extra small, but these I find I prefer the small. I was almost tempted to get another pair of the forelock and fringe ones, which have got the high vis trim, because they are my ultimate favourite gloves, but I decided let's try something different. I do have a pair of these in black, but I've lost one and I'm furious with myself, so I went with brown this time to match obviously my brown tack and my brown leather gloves and all that jazz. So yeah, this is the brown, and for reference, this is them next to the chocolate flexes. So they are like a gorgeous shade of brown, and they actually match better in person than they do on camera. So yeah, I'm obsessed. I love these. Big shout out to James, as always, for a lovely little discount on these. But I love my e-gloves, as you know, and I probably end up with a pair every show. So, but I think, give or take a pair of white ones if I start competing again. Which I'm not currently looking at doing, but I think I currently have every pair of e-gloves that I want. So I'm very, very happy with that. And yeah, over the moon with these. Again, kind of sticking to safety, I guess, I have a order from Equilite. So first up, let's get these out. So if you have seen me with quiz, to be fair, it's been on the girls, I was gifted a neck rope, wow, like 3 years ago now, I want to say. Yeah, 2021, so 4 years ago now. And they released these last year, I want to say. And I'd been looking at them and I just never got around to ordering a set. So these, the neck rope goes through here, and then you can clip this onto your D-ring, so it kind of makes it into like a breastplate. I just thought it was a fantastic idea, because China is notorious for putting her head down to eat grass. and the neck ends up slipping. So yeah, pick these up. They were 2 for £15, so they're just exactly the same. The only difference between these and the neck rope is these don't have the lights in them like the neck ropes do. But they're the same material, so they're really durable, easy to wash. They've got that reflective line through the middle in that silver. So yeah, this was from Equalite. And then, because, you know, I'd been eyeing it up and I was in a bit of a treat yourself mood, on their sale rail, they had the gorgeous gilets. Now, I have been eyeing up this cherry red for so long, and I caved. So it was reduced from 60 down to 30, and yeah, just look at it. So a bit of a flash warning, I am going to put the lights on. So it's got the white lights on the front and the red lights on the back. Now I'm going to put it onto the flashing settings, so obviously mind your eyes, but we've got, where's the button? Setting 1, and then flashing, where's the button? Flashy setting 2. So yeah, I'm over the moon. These are fleece lined and they are gorgeous. So there you go, that's the inside, it's all fleecy. So I got the extra small, and basically the deciding factor was that this is our scout group colour. So both of my scout groups colour themes are black and red, so it just felt appropriate. Like all of the stars had aligned, so yeah, I am obsessed. So that was my Equalite purchase. Again, lovely to catch up with everyone at Equalite. It was Liz's birthday whilst we were there, which was lovely. It was nice to have a catch up with Rebecca, and Andrew was on the stall as well, so yeah, fabulous time there. Someone else who it was lovely to have a catch up with was Gail from AG Plus. So this is the kind of unbranded version of their hoof spray. So they have a hoof spray that's powered by the Endosan 3, and this is kind of what it looks like currently. You may have seen it previously when I've had a bottle where it's got the blue label. Now, I was very kindly gifted this bottle because I've done a little bit of promo work for them previously. I've done many stories shouting out how much I love this stuff. It is fantastic. If you've got thoroughbreds with abscess prone feet, let's go with, because touch wood, mine haven't had any abscesses recently, but when River gets them, he gets them good. This is fantastic. One of the girls in my yard has borrowed this. Again, I just think it's fantastic. So this is the Advanced Stabilised Hydrogen Peroxide Disinfectant and Biofilm Remover, which is highly effective against bacteria, viruses, mould, fungus and more. But yeah, I think this is fantastic. Normally $15.99 a bottle, and I would recommend having one in every first aid kit for biosecurity in stables, hooves, just generally being quite useful. So it was lovely to have a catch up with Gail and her daughter. Again, her daughter's also going through it with abscesses and ponies that like to remove shoes, so we were having a chat about that, and that was lovely. So yeah, if you have a chance, check them out on Instagram and Facebook. It's AG+. So whilst I was away, Jake very kindly fulfilled some Vinted orders for me. So I went to the coffee stand and picked him up some posh coffee. So this is Ms. Tia, T-I-T-A, I believe it's Tita, Miss Tita. But basically it's Jamaican Blue Mountain Coffee, Community at Heart, and it's a community interest group. So the money kind of is going directly back to the farmers and the people that pick it. Coffee with a purpose is what it says here. So I got him the 3 for 12 packs. This is 100 gram packs. It's all ground coffee. I believe 2 of them are rated like a 4-5, and the other one is rated more like a 2-3. But yeah, no, so I picked these up and they smell phenomenal. I am not a coffee drinker. Coffee is not my thing, but I love the smell of coffee, and my bag has smelled amazing all weekend. So yeah, these are my coffees. We don't just source our coffee from farmers. We are the farmers. Change a farmer's life and buy coffee with a purpose. So yeah, this is going to go into our coffee machine. But yeah, this was not a bad deal. They did have a champagne coffee, but it was very expensive, and while I was thankful that he'd done my Vinted orders, I wasn't paying. It was like over £10 for a 54 gram bag, and I was like, no, these were £12 for all 3, so this felt like a good deal. My very first stop on the first day was actually Equilibrium. So this is the biggest bag for the smallest item. However, these are my favourite tote bags in existence. So Equilibrium are geniuses and have released their show tote bag with a long strap. So when it goes over your shoulder, it sits comfortably over your shoulder. So I did request the black one. I had one last year and it's my most used shopping bag. I love it. But you'll never guess what the teeny tiny item in here is. It's the most boring thing I could have bought from Equilibrium, and I do feel a bit bad because I love the Equilibrium Crunchits and I was going to get a bag and I completely forgot. But this teeny tiny white box is the most boring but expensive item. This is a massage pad charger. And that sounds really boring now, doesn't it? You're sat there going, Jade, I was expecting something really exciting. But my massage pad charger went missing a little while ago. And I've not been able to use my massage pad. And you can imagine having 4 horses, 2 of which you have back problems. That's a bit annoying. Well, back and leg problems. So it's the international charger, so it fits lots of different sockets. But I've just put it together and I've got the UK adaptation. And yes, this was the best $29.99 I spent all weekend because I am so excited to get my massage pad back out and working. I asked for one for Christmas and my mum hadn't been able to get hold of one for me. So I messaged her and was like, I found it, I bought it, it's done. So yeah, this, very excited. I cannot wait to have it back in action and hopefully get to use the massage pad on the girls because I haven't been able to use it since we moved off Cleveland, which was July 23. Then there is something I've been wanting for a little while. In fact, I've been wanting it since we lost B. So I headed over to Crafty Ponies. And as you can probably imagine from the fact that this is a Crafty Ponies bag, I did buy a Crafty Pony. But I bought one with a difference. So let's get her out. So in the end, I decided to get the foal because I decided the full-size one was gorgeous, but it was a little bit big for what I wanted. And this does have all of the leaflets and the flyers and stuff that come with a Crafty Pony, but I'm not going to go through all of them because there's a catalogue and everything, and I could spend far too much time telling you how excited I am about that. So yes, I picked the white grey foal, and she's stunning. She was the last one at the show, so she got her down off the display for me, and I'm obsessed. I then picked out the pink star fleece and a head collar set for her, which I just thought was very B and very appropriate. And then they very kindly threw in some of the buckets. So these are the rubber buckets. These are RRP at £2 each. I got the blue and the pink, so she can have a feed bucket and a water bucket, which just made me smile. So she's got them. So the pony was £15, or was it 35 with the rug set? 30, I think it was 35. Obviously the head collar is all adjustable, and this is it on, and I'm over the moon. I know some people will go, oh, but you're an adult, what did you get a stuffed toy for? But I really miss my bee. I miss her every day. She's on the shelf actually now. She's got her own shelf, and her head collar's hung up with a load of her pictures, and I just thought it was really sweet. It's very cuddly, it's very soft, and you can do lots of things like plait their tails, plait their manes, and obviously you can get like the full size one, but I just thought this is really cute. So yeah, this is Bee, and I think she's perfect. Scratch that, before we move on to feed, I forgot about a really important purchase because I'm wearing it. This is my new quarter zip from Missy Holland. I actually looked over and saw the bag and went, what am I missing? But it has got the brass zip. It then has 2 zippy pockets down here, and they're a good size pocket. Like my entire hand is in these pockets and there's plenty of room. And it's quite fleecy inside. It's lovely and soft, and it's got like a firm collar to it that says Missy Holland. Sorry, and then obviously the M on the chest. I don't know how well that's going to show up in this light. There you go. It's amazing. Over the moon. I wore it yesterday. I've worn it today travelling. It's so comfy. I got the small, and I'm obviously a size 8, and this is what it looks like on me. It's not super huge, but it's also like not super baggy because I don't like them too oversized. But yeah, this was $50, I believe. But again, totally worth the money. I needed a black quarters if I don't have a black one. And yeah, I just think it's really comfy and really smart. Last but not least, I want to talk about my ambassador bag and some of the gift bags that are being handed out because there's some absolutely fantastic freebies here and I think you're going to really enjoy it. First up, obviously, I have my tote. This is my show tote. There was loads of flyers and stuff in here that I've taken out because I don't have time to sit and talk you through every single flyer I got because we would probably be here until the next National Equine Show. But first up, we got ambassador caps this year instead of polos. So it's just a hat that says National Equine Show and then says ambassador on the back in National Equine Show green. So this matches my polo beautifully. Then from Bad Cowgirl, we got neck scarves. So I really like the packaging for these because it's like a cardboard tube. Here we go. So on one side it says Bad Cowgirl, and on the other side it's got their little cowgirl logo. I'm looking forward to figuring out how to style this. But I think it's gorgeous in the black and the gold, so that's super exciting. Then we got some magazines. So we got a copy of Pony, which is always lovely, and it's got the exclusive short stories book, which I'm sure will be a great read. And then we got a copy of Horse and Rider, which has the 2025 Shires catalogue. I am so excited to read this. And is it incredibly heavy and a nightmare to carry around the NEC? Yes. Am I still really excited to have it at home and read it? Also yes. So that was in the ambassador bag. We also got pin badges from the RDA, which was super cute, and there was a pack of love hearts. As you can imagine, they did not make it back from the NEC. Finally, what have I thrown in here? Oh, so the British Association of Equine Dentists threw in their bail buster for opening feed bags, which is just like a little bladed card for getting into things. That's in here to keep it safe and away from my fingers. They also had the best pens, so they've got a highlighter at the top, and they're like a clicky biro. So is that a twisty biro? A twisty biro, sorry. So super excited by these. I picked up a couple because I know that it was going to get stolen the second I took it home, so very excited by them. Then I got a gorgeous metal pen from Cliverton. I also got some mints off them. I think I got some other bits and bobs from them, like it might have been a calendar or something. But these were the two that ended up in this bag. That's very exciting. So that's my National Equine Show tote, which I love. I love their tote bags. They're always really good quality. Then also little freebie samples. This is from Zip Up. The Zip Up rug is gorgeous. I have now seen all three colours in person and I am obsessed. But they were handing out little Valentine's Day chocolates and car air fresheners with their logo on, so that was super cute, and I can't wait to kind of dig into that and get to see it properly. Now I think, oh no, we have one from Mud Control as well. So next up was the Mud Control. I saw that they were doing like bright orange goodie bags and was like, that is a bit of me, I need to go. So their goodie bags just have little notepads and pens in, which again I love the colours. You know how much I love an orange. And then I picked up a leaflet. I am considering some mud mats, but that's kind of a long-term project for now. They're very expensive. They're definitely worth the money, but very expensive for kind of the situation we are in at the moment. So I think everything else is feed related. So I'm going to take a quick pause, grab a drink, and then I'll tell you all about the feed sampley things and freebies on this side. There was so many lovely feed companies there this time around, and I got to chat to so many people about so many different things in regards to feed, which was lovely. First up, we have the Emerald Green Feeds, who not only had amazing feed samples, they were giving out car air fresheners. So I got some air fresheners, and then they were giving out these sample bags which have one of each of their fibres in, so there's 3 fibres there, and then they also had one of each of their pellets. So there's then one each of their pellets here, so that's super exciting. These guys grow all of their own grass on their farm and then turn it into the pellets and stuff, so that's super exciting. It's really nice to be able to trace feed. This smells amazing though. So the air fresheners in here are meant to be like fresh grass, and they smell fantastic. So I got quality alpha pellets, Meadow Magic, and quality grass pellets. I am quite interested in their grass pellets because I do like a grass. And then Grass-tastic, Fibre Fabulous, and Alpha Amazing. So that was from the Emerald Green Feed Company, and they do have a stockist near me, which was reassuring because it's a nightmare trying to get like stockists. Then I had a quick chat with some lovely people at Finer Forage. They do a lot of supplements. I'm not reading the market for any new supplements at the moment. I'm quite happy with the ones I'm feeding, but it was really interesting to have a chat with them about the kind of things that they would recommend, and they had these really cute tote bags, and I love the colour green, so I wasn't going to say no to a tote bag. Then Beta International had a thing where if you entered their mailing list, you could spin the wheel and pick a prize, it generated a prize. They did have Hilton Herbals, and I'm gutted we didn't get any of them because they are my pony's favourite treats ever. But we did win the Silvermore Eco Treaties, and we got a whole kilo bag. So I'm looking forward to trying these. We've had hit and miss responses with the Silvermore things in the past. For example, Quiz is not allowed their blocks because he chokes on them. But he has had their swingers before, so it's a work in progress. So I'm looking forward to trying these. And like I said, got a whole kilo bag, and I was really excited by these when they first launched. So fingers crossed, because they're low in sugar, high in fibre, forage-based, 100% natural, low in starch, and supposedly delicious. So there's a kilo of those to try, which is probably why I didn't end up picking up any of the treats, because you'll see I'm probably at 4 or 5 kilos worth of feed here. So let's have a look. Who's next in this bag? I know it's a Saracen's bag, but Bailey's are on top. So in here we have got the new Bailey's Senior Soft and Light. This can be fed dry or as a mash, which is really appealing for me because I'm paranoid about choke, because I have had 2 horses choke this year, well, last year, and I had Quiz choke really, really badly on the last yard to the point where I thought we were going to have to ring the vet. So I'm allowed to be a bit paranoid about choke. So yeah, this is their new Senior Light, Soft and Light. Reduced calories, low starch and sugar, molasses and barley free, high in fibre. For veterans or good doers, especially those with poor teeth, with a pre and postbiotics for premium gut health, with nettle for supporting immunity. It only takes 10 minutes to soak. I love nettle. I think it's a fantastic supplement. So always interesting to find foods that got nettle in. And you can see at the back, it is kind of like a bit like a mix of the soaks into a mash. That is exciting. And they also gave me a feed cup. You can never have too many of these. I love a feed cup. Next up, I got a sample of their low cal balancer. This is something I'm considering for all of them. So this is the number 14 low cal balancer. Low calorie feed for health and well-being, because at the moment everyone's holding their weight really well, but I would like to be able to give them their vitamins and minerals, things that they're not getting from the grass. This is something that can be fed in relatively small quantities. Like it's not a huge feed for each pony, so this is something I'm definitely considering. But again, I'm currently weighing up between a couple of different brands. Some of it is based on what is available at our local feed store. Some of it is based upon what they will eat, because they have this really bad habit at the moment where they're perfectly fine, and then like 2 or 3 weeks in, they're like, no, I don't like that anymore. And it's been very frustrating on me and my bank account, because I've got like 3/4 bags of feed that they just won't eat. So we're getting there. But that is the second one from Bailey's. The final thing in this bag is actually from my ambassador bag, and it is the Rowan Barberry horse feeds. Calm and Comfort, can be fed dry or as a mash. High fibre formula, supports gut health, low starch and sugar, lymphatic support, fully balanced. So again, this is another little sample. Again, I've heard lots of good things about this. It contains mint, nettle, chamomile flower, all sorts of other things. So something I want to consider, but nice to have a sample. Then what else have we got? I went to go and see the Care and Gain team. I did get a stir stick from these guys as well. I'm not sure which bag that is in. It might still be in my ruck, but I love their stirry sticks. So the Care and Gain is for caring for underweight equines, but the reason I was looking at this is it's less than 10% combined starch and sugar, which is ideal for the boys. It's elevated vitamin C and E, highly palatable, probiotic, prebiotic, postbiotic, soaks in 3 minutes. Again, quick, convenient, very much what I'm looking for in a feed. So, oh yeah, no, I'm sat here looking at it. It's got mint, it's got fenugreek, seaweed, nettle, dandelion. So again, could be a very viable option, but I want to see kind of if the fussiest of the fussy will eat it before I purchase a big bag. So I had a lovely chat with them. Also in the ambassador bag was the Denji Light with herbs. This smells amazing. Suitable for lammy ponies, good for good doers, low in sugar, low in starch, postbiotic for digestive support, cinnamon and thyme, free from cereals and preservatives. So that was a super exciting one. I don't feed Denjis particularly. It's not something I see a lot of, but it was interesting. And again, I'm not against changing their fibre sources. Saracens were giving out recovery mash. You can never have too many recovery mash samples, in my opinion. We love a bit of recovery mash. This is one portion. What was it? It's 6% protein, 9.5% fibre. 19% fibre, 9.5% protein, 6% oil. Again, great for rehydration, great for warm summer days. Something I think everyone should have in their feed room. So I've got one of these. And then the last thing was a trip to our favourites at Horsehaig and Molly Chaff. As you know, I worked with these guys late last year on the new Daily Fibre launch. But this is the alpha oil. This is what I feed Quiz, or what I fed Quiz originally. This is one of my favourite feeds. Quiz loves it. It smells phenomenal. It's just a lovely feed, but it's not perfect for what I want for the girls. But I am at a point where I'm debating having to have 2 chops. That's really not a bother. But yeah, got this for Quiz. He's going to love that. And then I got a veteran sample. So this can also be used as a partial hay replacer. This has also got nettle and mint in. You'll see this is a recurring theme in a lot of these feeds. But this is the veteran fibre, so I want to see how he gets on with this. But yeah, this one is mainly to see how River and India get on with it, because like I say, I'm always looking for other options for those two. So I think that was everything that I purchased or was gifted at the National Equine Show, and what can I say, I had an absolutely fantastic weekend. I genuinely had a really lovely time and I'm very thankful. Obviously I went as an ambassador, so my tickets were free as well, but overall it was a fantastic weekend and I hope you enjoyed the haul. I will make sure to link all of like the vlogs down below, but I believe it will be on TikTok as I didn't film like a big portrait one this year. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you bought anything at the National Equine Show and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.